Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you've seen and if you want to see more. Coming up in today's episode, Warrington forward heading to France. Is the RFL and Super League's realignment close? A joint statement seems to say so. And New Zealand World Cup winner is sentenced to 3 years in prison. For some months now, we have been waiting for any comments whatsoever in regards to the Rugby Football League and Super League's realignment, and that seems to be coming to more fruition as a special meeting between the two clubs and two sides and the clubs in Super League and the RFL will be convened later this month. A statement that was issued out says the RFL and Super League Europe Limited will recommend that clubs support a significant realignment of the sport's governance at the meeting later this month. The proposed realignment has been negotiated by Super League and the RFL with the objectives of reshaping Rugby League's commercial and governance model to maximise future opportunities of the sport. It involves the formation of a new joint venture company to work closely but separately from the governing body function of the RFL. The latter will also remain responsible for the community game and for elite performance through the England teams, continuing to work closely with Sports England. Super League Europe, though, will be working closely with both the RFL, the commercial joint venture, and its clubs to focus on delivering the best sports action and entertainment on the field. All staff from the RFL and the new joint venture will be based in Sports City complex at the Manchester's Etihad campus, which is due to become the sport's new headquarters later this year. In a joint statement, Ken Davey and Simon Johnson, the respective chairs of Super League and the RFL, explained, "Like all sports, Rugby League has faced unprecedented challenges over the last 2 years as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. This has concentrated our minds on the opportunities ahead for Rugby League and led to detailed negotiations over the recent months with objectives of ensuring sport re-emerges to a brighter and more sustainable future. We are convinced that this recommendation, with the introduction of a new company and a clear distinction from the governance responsibilities of the RFL, is the right model for our sport. The new company will allow the value of Rugby League to be maximised and aggregated all commercial events and sports rights for negotiating with potential commercial partners, and in turn maximising distributable profits and therefore returns to the clubs and the wider game. Each of the RFL, at Super League Europe and the new company will therefore be able to concentrate on what they do best for the overall good of Rugby League at entry level. With an embedded split of the profits between the leagues and the RFL, it is also providing long-term financial clarity for member clubs. It enshrines a financial model which means all members have a shared destiny, with all participating in the growth of revenues in the sport irrespective of which assets deliver that growth." So there is a lot to go into forming this new company that is going to be the one that governs the rights, the revenues, the marketing of Super League and Rugby League to the wider audience. And that comes with a new structure, as a new company would involve the appointment of a new board. In this case, it's a 5-strong member board with 2 directors appointed from the RFL, 2 from Super League Europe, and a jointly appointed chair, with all 5 to be independent from club ties. So it looks like Ken Davey might either have to leave Huddersfield, or if he wants to be on the board at the RFL, he'll have to sever his ties from Huddersfield or if he wants Huddersfield, he'll have to sever ties from the RFL. That's why he's only acting at this point. I don't think he's made his mind up at all. The composition of the RFL board is expected to change consistently with the changing function of the RFL. Constitutionally, the RFL boards could determine these changes for the RFL, but the board have chosen to seek a direct mandate from the members at the special general meeting on March the 22nd. Given the significance of the matter to the whole sport and the desire for the sport to move forward confidently and collectively. So what we'll need to find out is what it means for the sport as a whole. Will there be more information about revenues generated that will be distributed to each club, and also the trickle down from these added revenues? Will the community clubs benefit from these, or will they have to rely on Rugby League Cares or the Rugby League World Cup? I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but their charity where they've given out, it's about 1.8 million to local clubs. That's to see. The third entity will have more information coming out in the future, but this time they're getting closer to realignment, and whatever the clubs say on the March the 22nd, whatever comes out of the meeting, will determine whether or not this has been given the big thumbs up. Former NRL star Manu Vatuvei has been jailed for 3 years and 7 months for his role in an unsophisticated methamphetamine smuggling syndicate. The ex-Warriors winger, who is a father of 5 girls, pled guilty to importing the Class A drug into New Zealand back in 2019. Vatuvei, 35, and his brother Lopini Lautua Mafi, who's 49, appeared before a Judge Jonathan Moses in the Manukau District Court in Auckland on Wednesday. Vatuvei in person and Mafi via audio-video feed. Mafi was sentenced to 7 years and 2 months behind bars. Their defence lawyer Vivian Bayen told the judge Vatuvei struggled with life purpose after retiring from the professional rugby league game 3 years ago. In a statement, they said, in court, we have a situation where from 2002 upwards to 2017, he spent his life in a very structured environment, his defence lawyer said. It is apparent that he was ill-equipped to make these fundamental life transitions after retirement. That goes to the heart of the decision-making process and his reasoning. Vatuvei, who was listed in the court documents by his full name, I apologise if I get this incorrectly, Manu Mapuhola Mafi Vatuvei, was one of 4 people arrested in 2019 following a joint investigation by counties Manukau Police and Customs called Operation Clydesdale, according to the New Zealand Herald. He unsuccessfully fought to have his name suppressed due to the status of one of the biggest names in New Zealand sport, before he eventually came clean in an Instagram video to his social media followers. Vatuvei was accused of importing, possessing and supplying methamphetamines in September, October and November of 2019. The joint investigation saw authorities capture Vatuvei and his brother on video unpacking what initially appeared to be hair ties and other accessories from a package direct from India, before the siblings also removed 9 packets of concealed methamphetamines. The former NRL star role in the syndicate was to assist with the import agreements, which Jonathan Moses said the behaviour of both brothers needed to be publicly exposed. The hulking winger's career ended abruptly in June of 2019 after it was discovered that he had a cyst on his brain. Batuvei was a fan favourite in the New Zealand Warriors, playing 226 games for the club, as well as 29 tests for the Kiwis, plus 2 for Tonga. His 152 tries for the Warriors are nearly double Stacey Jones in second, earning him the love of footy fans with his infectious personality and his bruising style of play. He was successful in keeping his name suppressed until May last year, when Batuvei revealed the charges in an Instagram video posted to his account. Batuvei on his Instagram post said in the evening before the suppression order was due to expire, came clean to his followers, as he said, "In 2009 I was charged with the importation, possession and supply of methamphetamines. I know there's a lot of questions that are wanting answers, but I've been advised by my legal team that that's all I can talk about." During his spell in Salford Red Devils, it was injury plagued, and to get him in some sort of fitness, Batuvei turned to boxing, which meant that he had to go through some physical tests to make sure that he was physically able to box. And during this time, he discovered that there was a cyst which prevented him from getting into the ring. The Warriors legend said there had been no signs or symptoms of the cyst. He was forced to cancel other bouts as he felt it was too risky to continue also. But he's now in different type of trouble and has also to spend time in jail. I'm not sure how the judicial system works with sentencing or anything like that in New Zealand. I wonder if anyone could help me on that. Will there be a bit of time so that he can get some affairs in order before he goes, or will he be taken straight from the house to jail? But either way, it's sad to see this happen to anyone, to be honest. Yes, he broke a crime and he's gonna broke a law, and he's gonna have to do time for his crime. But maybe there was a little bit of help that all could have done. Or was he always going to be dragged in with his brother being in that life, it seems like? I'm only guessing at this point, because I don't know too much about Mr. Maffey, but so he's got a bigger sentence, and Batuvei is a minor cog in the actual situation. Tell me what your thoughts are on this entire thing, and do you have anything that you want to say to it? So we end today's episode with the news that Toulouse are making moves in the transfer market once again, as they are set to announce that Warrington forward Ellis Robson will further enhance their squad after arriving from the northwest of England. Rugby League Live revealed the French club have signed the youngster on a loan deal from the Super League powerhouses. Robson is only 23 and is highly regarded, but he has never been given the opportunity to nail down a prolonged place in the Wire side, and will now be sent to France for top flight experience. He had previously agreed to sign for the Ottawa Aces ahead of the 2021 season, but Warrington made a last-ditch effort to retain him after an impressive number of appearances. However, he struggled for game time last year and spent time with the Widnes Vikings, Bradford Bulls and the Salford Red Devils throughout the year. He will now link up with Sylvain Houlet's squad in their latest attempt to bolster their squad for their first Super League season. Toulouse have lost their opening 3 games of the season and face Wigan Warriors on Saturday, with Robson available to make his debut for the game if this deal is confirmed. It is the second mid-season signing made by the club in a space of a week after Ollie Ashalbot also joined the club from Huddersfield for an undisclosed fee. Toulouse still have a quarter spot to use, and that may become two if a release is granted to fullback Mark Corella, who Toulouse has said will never play for the club again due to a break in trust. Now, there's been a couple of cynics on the internet about the move for Robson, as it smacks like that after the Ashalbot move, he played against them for Huddersfield and was successful in his transfer to Toulouse. That Ellis Robson, even though he wasn't in the squad, may be the reason why he moved down to south of France. They play Wigan at the weekend. Who are they going to pick up from them was the next question that kept going on. But if they do scout Wigan just because they played against them and they speak to the staff or anything like that, I'm not saying who's involved. Some people are saying Bevan French or Jay Field, but never will happen. That would all depend on the Mark Corella release, which is becoming more and more likely, unfortunately. We'll have to find out what the fallout of that is once the transfer has been done, or the release has been done. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and also click that notification bell for any updates, as well as sharing this video worldwide so that we can grow our fabulous game of rugby league. Tell me what your thoughts of today's stories are big. Another move for a Super League player to go down to the south of France. Be a decent holiday if it's a year in France. Ellis Robson, would he be good enough to bolster that attack, that defence, or attack, or that pack? Whichever position he's going to be focused on. I'll get my head right. He's a forward. Yes. Now, what about the other two stories that we had today? The conviction of Manu Vatave. It's hard to see a World Cup winner having that sort of life-changing experience. It's a shame. Well, he's committed a crime. And finally, the realignment talks. What? How are we going to find out about that? There's going to be a vote on the 22nd of March, as we know. We'll wonder what comes of that, if anyone abstains or if anyone objects to it. It'll be all about the money at the end of the day. If they get the best deal, Super League clubs won't be bothered. Anyway, thank you once again for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. And in the meantime, please stay safe. I wish you all the best. I'll see you in the next episode.